What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Let's not waste any time. We're going to get right to it. UFC 312 predictions. Opening up the main card, we have Jake Matthews and Francisco Prado. We have Jake, who is 20-7. This is in the welterweight division. Prado 12-2. Jake has been can't even speak. Flip-flopping. That's a mouthful. Wins and losses over the last soon to be 4 years. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. He has gone loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. Will he get a loss this time? Let's see who he's up against. He's against Prado, 12-2. A guy that will be a younger fighter, I believe. Let's double check that. I'm always referring to our good friends at SureDog. My Wi-Fi is moving super slow. What's going on out here? Come on. Here we go. Yes, he is 8 years younger than Jake, and he himself is also coming off flip-flops, where but not as many, but he debuted in the UFC with a unanimous decision loss. He then rebounded with a TKO in the first round, and then he also came off another decision loss. So he's 1-2 in the UFC, and this is one of those, in my opinion, I believe, a loser leaves town fight. Will Prado rebound? Will Jake Matthews rebound? This is a tough one to call, in my opinion, because I really think either fighter stands a chance here. Let's see what we're going to go with. Matthews has finished nearly or more than half of his fights. Prado, again, 12-2, looking to build on his one stoppage win in the UFC. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? Let's see. I mean, bit of a coin flip for me, but I think we will see this. I don't know. I think Prado's going to surprise us. I could play it safe, and I can go with Jake Matthews by no decision. That's what's going to end up happening. My luck. No, I joke. Well, I joke about that being the decision I'm making, but very likely that could certainly happen. However, I think we're going to see Prado by TKO in the first round. I mean, I know there's a lot at stake. He needs to really bounce back. He's a young fighter. Needs to get back on track. Jake is actually coming off a win, so the stakes are a little different for the two fighters. But that said, they both obviously still need a win. I think Francisco is going to want it a bit more, and we'll see Prado by TKO in the first round over Jake. Next, we have drumroll. The return of Jimmy Crute, 12-4-1 on a rough stretch. I mean, he's dropped, aside from a draw, he's dropped his last 3. And has taken some really bad finish losses actually in that, despite or aside from the draw to Alonzo Menafield, or with Alonzo Menafield. He ended up rematching him in 2023, and he fought him twice in 2023. But in the rematch in July, he got submitted in the second round, and he has not been in action since. It's nearly 2 years away from the octagon, and he is back. And he's looking to make a statement. He had, like I said, it's been a rough for him. He has not won a fight in over 4 years. So he will be looking to right the ship against Rodolfo Bellato, 12-2. And we have not also seen Bellato in action since 2023. He'll be getting back on get back into the fighting scene, and he's coming off a TKO in the second round over Ior Porteria. And who's gonna get the win here? Man, I know this is in Australia, and we have Australian fighters on this card, but I don't know if the home field advantage is going to really play a factor here. I think we're going to see Rodolfo, right? Beat Jimmy up. I mean, Jimmy's a tough fighter, but I don't see him righting the ship here. You know, it's been a rough stretch. It would be a great turnaround if he can make it happen against a game opponent like Rodolfo, but I don't see it happening. I'm going to go with Rodolfo by TKO in the second round. Think there's going to be a feeling out process. He'll tag Jimmy and then finish him in the second round. Crute showed a lot of potential a few years ago, and unfortunately has kind of been on a downward spiral. All the best to him. You know, always listen. At the end of the day, these fighters are top tier in the UFC for a reason. But you know, someone has to win, someone has to lose, and fortunately, I don't think Jimmy is gonna secure the win here at UFC 312. Moving on, we have the heavyweights in action. We have Justin Badman Tafa, 7-4, coming off a decision loss to Carl Williams. This man favors the knockout. All 7 of his wins by knockout against the undefeated Talison Tejeda, and he is 7-0, also favoring the knockouts. 86% of his wins by knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, is someone going to get knocked out? Highly likely. You know, it's one of the two things happens with these heavyweight fights. It's either someone gets knocked out in the first round, or it goes to a 3-round, like, kind of, no offense, like a snoozer decision. That could certainly happen. However, this will be Tejeda's first official UFC fight. He did score a first-round knockout in the Contender Series in 2024, and this will be his first official UFC fight. He's going to be looking to make a statement. Someone's getting knocked out. Both these guys will not be hesitating to throw, and I think that's what will happen. We're going to see a first-round knockout. Who's going to get the knockout? I mean, this is a tough one to call. Someone like Talison has never seen a defeat in his career, and you know, Tafa has. He has 4 losses, one by knockout, actually, and is his debut in the UFC. And so with that in mind, his other losses are by decision, but he's shown that he's capable of being stopped there. So I think I'm going to go with Teixeira by knockout in the first round. I think these guys are going to stand and bang for like 3-4 minutes, and someone's going to go down a highlight reel stoppage. So we will see a knockout there. Moving on, we have the ladies in action. Our first of 2 title fights. 25-3 Zang Weili against the undefeated Tatiana Suarez. Tatiana's 10-0. And, I mean, this is a hell of a fight right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a banger. Zhang, on a 4-fight win streak, has not lost in a few years already. And will that change? Will that happen? This is a tough one. I really feel either person can get the win here. But who will do it? I mean, Tatiana has looked fantastic. 10-0. A nice mix of finishes and decision wins over a very good resume here. And she is coming off a second-round submission over Jessica Andrade in 2023. This is interesting, though. She did not fight all of 2024, and this will be her first fight going into the new year. And, you know, does that play a factor? I definitely think rust and being away from the octagon does play a factor. We last saw Zhang in action at UFC 300, scoring a unanimous decision win. That was in April 2024. So she's definitely gotten, she's fresher of the two when it comes to being in the octagon. But that said, who's going to take it? I am going to go with #and still Zhang Weili by unanimous decision. I see this one going to the cards. Suarez has never been stopped. Zhang has only one stoppage loss in her 28 fights in MMA, and I don't see Tatiana stopping her either. So I'm going to go with Zhang by unanimous decision. And in the middleweight division, our heavy, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, it's late. I probably should go to bed, but that's it. The main event. It's not heavyweights, middleweights. We have Dricus du Plessis, DDP, against 22-2 against Sean Strickland, 29-6 in a rematch. This is a fight that happened in January 2024, about a year ago, where we saw Strickland come up short. He lost the fight by split decision in a score that I felt like, I thought it was unanimous for DDP the first time they fought. And that's kind of what I see happening in the second fight. Sean is definitely a very game opponent. Someone who's very willing to go the distance. And that's what I feel is going to happen here. Much like the first fight, I don't think either fighter is going to score a finish. Strickland coming off a 5-round split decision win over Paulo Costa. Prior to that, he had that insane win over Izzy Adesanya by decision. And Sean's definitely one of the top fighters in the division for a reason, for sure. There's definitely no denying that. However, I think DDP is going to be very defensive and keep the fight standing. And I think the fight's going to be a bit of a sparring session. But I think DDP is going to get the better of the hands. I feel like DDP has more power than Sean Strickland, and he could potentially get a stoppage. I don't see it happening, but I think he'll be able to dictate the fight and control the action on the feet and keep Sean backpedaling and control the octagon with his striking. So I think I'm going to go with #instill du Plessis, who's on a ridiculous run. My goodness, undefeated in the UFC. He has won 8 fights in a row in the UFC, making him 8-0 in the UFC. So I think it'll go to 9-0, and we're going to see #instill unanimous decision this time for Dricus du Plessis. So ladies and gentlemen, those are my picks. Thank you so much. As always, check out our friends at 1495 Sports. Thank you so much for hosting us, and support them. Subscribe to their channel on YouTube. They cover all kinds of content, not just MMA. I'm the MMA provider, with my predictions and whatnot. But that said, you can follow me or check me out, Ref Steven Dumeng, on any of the social media platforms. And yeah, enjoy the fights, everybody. Till the next one, we'll see you later. Take care.